Bethel House of Refuge, Mahomet, Illinois, USA.
Compassion Network for All International in Fort CNN for All, Urbana, Illinois, USA.
Hey, USA, we present this week's breaking news in wellness and health and Bible health for all people and all professionals. I am the Pete of Dr. Z and Pete. I'm the president of Bethel House of Refuge. Previous to that, I was the president of a commercial construction business operating in the East Central Illinois area. I and my wife Stephanie currently reside in Farmer City, Illinois. This gentleman on my right, my distinguished co-host, Dr. Alex Rama Zechariah. Doc is a medical doctor as well as a medical professor and the CEO of CNN for All International. Recently, Doc was the chief medical officer, the medical director of Provena, now Presence United Samaritan Medical Center in Danville, Illinois. He held that position all of 2008 and part of 2009. Previous to that, he was dean of one of the top 10 out of 300 plus medical schools in India, Christian Medical College, Ludhiana, India. Doc and his wife Prema, also a retired physician and medical professor, spent 43 years at Christian Medical College, Ludhiana, first as medical students and then as faculty until they retired in 2000. They now reside in Urbana, where they've been since 2005. Doc, great resume, outstanding experience, a lot of knowledge, Bible knowledge. I am so pleased to have you as co-host here in Breaking News in Wellness and Health and Bible Health. I need for you to explain to our viewers specifically what we're about here.
Please note that this is not medical advice. This is for your information only. Do not change your treatment based on this info. You must consult your doctor. You may even ask your health team to watch the breaking news.
Absolutely. Have them watch, please. Invite them to watch. We'd like your input. If you have any thoughts, questions, suggestions, you can email us at Bethel House of Refuge, Peter at BethelHouseOfRefuge.com and www.BethelHouseOfRefuge.com. Welcome. We're about to jump into a topic that many people don't want to talk about, and that is bullying.
Yes.
A lot of bullying these days, but this is cyberbullying. And it was associated with mental health and substance abuse, use problems in adolescence, and that's a new study is showing that. But family dinners, can you imagine, can help protect teens from the consequences of cyberbullying and may also be beneficial for their mental health. About 1 in 5 adolescents has experienced recent online bullying, and cyberbullying, like traditional bullying, can increase the risk of mental health problems in teens, as well as the misuse of drugs and alcohol. Are you kidding me, Doc? Cyberbullying. And did you see what they said was one of the ways that you can fight against cyberbullying?
Yeah.
That is family dinners.
Yes.
How simple is that? You know what? In Deuteronomy, it talks about that, Doc.
Yes.
It talks about just how it is that we are able to combat these things such as cyberbullying. Family dinner. Bible says talk about the word when you're in the way, when you're going out, when you're coming in, when you're laying down, when you come together. Talk about the Word of God and the things that are available to us to combat the darkness.
And put off the television.
Turn it off. That's right.
Turn it off. And a family that eats together, sings together, prays together,
stays together.
Stays together.
Yeah.
See the role of families in preventing and buffering the effects of bullying and many other things.
Right.
It was published in the prestigious journal JAMA, the world's top pediatrics, September this month, 2014.
That's great.
With 4 or more family dinners per week, there was about 4-fold difference in the rates of total problems.
Really?
Yes, no cyberbullying, victimization, and frequent victimization. Cyberbullying will be there. Everybody has the smartphones and everything. You have got to get together as a family.
You bet.
And eat together.
That's very good, Doc.
Yes, and as you said, pray together and
Pray.
sing together. And discuss things, putting off that television.
Oh, my.
Yes, and wonderful. Okay, now we are next.
All right, here's a question for you. Is sleep one of your most important family values? Parents should make being a well-rested family a family value and a priority. Sleep routines in a family affect all of the members of the household and not just the children. We know that parents won't get a good night's sleep unless and until their children are sleeping. You know, my mom used to say, it's time for bed. And we would all in unison go, we're not tired. And she said, I'm tired. So off to bed we went.
Yeah, this study is from University of Illinois Families Unit that it was published in Frontiers in Psychology, right home. And this year, that parental sleep is related to more child sleep, which is related to decreased child obesity, and the effect of sleeplessness go beyond just being tired the next day.
That's exactly right. So good sleep is critical.
As a family.
All right, check this out, Doc. We're talking about television shows filled with action and sound may be bad for your waistline. TV viewers ate more M&Ms, cookies, carrots, and grapes while watching an excerpt from a Hollywood action film than those watching an interview program. Boring. Maybe we need more action, Doc. More distracting TV content appears to increase food consumption. Action and sound variation are bad for one's diet. The more distracting a TV show, the less attention people appear to pay to eating. And they may
eat more.
They may eat more.
Published title, Watch What You Eat, in the journal JAMA, Internal Medicine, September 2014. Take this into serious account in the sense, if you are action movie eating, then you are nervous and anxious, you eat more. If you watch a boring TV, then you get tired and you eat less. Okay, then we come to the people with
diets
yes.
that are high in protein. Diets that are high in protein, especially from fish, may be less likely to have a stroke than those with diets lower in protein, according to meta-analysis. The meta-analysis looked at all of the available research on the relationship between protein in the diet and the risk of stroke. 7 studies with a total of 250,000 participants who were followed for an average of 14 years were included in the analysis. That means it's a meta-analysis,
yes,
fairly thorough.
The study was published in the journal Neurology this year, 2014. These results indicate that stroke risk may be reduced by replacing red meat with other proteins such as fish.
Okay, and you know the problem is the availability of fresh fish isn't great around here, so you really have to be picky about that. A diet of junk food not only makes rats fat, but also reduces their appetite for novel foods, a preference that normally drives them to seek a balanced diet. That's a report according to the new study. The, quote, interesting thing about this finding is that if the same thing happened in humans, eating junk food may change our responses to signals associated with food rewards. It's like you've just had an ice cream cone for lunch, yet you still go and eat more when you hear the ice cream van come by.
The reward
Just keep
system.
shoving it in.
Yes, published in the journal Frontiers in Psychology, August 2014. The researchers think that a junk diet causes lasting changes in the reward circuit parts of the rat's brain, for example, the orbitofrontal cortex in the area of the brain responsible for decision making. And, you know, it gets screwed up. And then you crave hedonic hunger, craving
right.
for junk food all the
All
time.
right, now listen to this. It says men who regularly eat moderate amounts of processed red meat, such as cold cuts, ham, salami, pastrami, and sausage, may have an increased risk of heart failure incidence and a greater risk of death from heart failure. You notice that it didn't say anything about bacon. Researchers recommended avoiding red meat, and the hog producers say pork is the other white meat,
Yeah.
and limiting the amount of unprocessed red meat to 1 or 2 servings a week or less. Man.
This is according to a study in Circulation on Heart Failure, an American Heart Association journal. This reported this year the cohort of Swedish men study. They eat a lot of that. The first to examine the effects of processed red meats separately from unprocessed red meat included 37,000 men, 45 to 79 years old, history of heart failure, ischemic heart disease, or cancer. It's very thorough. Very thorough.
Very thorough. So that means really you need to reconsider how many times a week you're eating processed red meat. Being physically active may significantly improve musculoskeletal and overall health and minimize or delay the effects of aging. An increasing amount of evidence demonstrates that we can modulate age-related decline in musculoskeletal
Muscles
system.
and bones.
Right. A lot of the deterioration we see with aging can be attributed to a more sedentary lifestyle instead of the aging itself. You know what it's saying, Doc?
Yeah.
You got to get up and move.
Move. This is according to a review of the latest research on senior athletes, ages 65 and up, appearing in September issue this month of the Journal of the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons. And the positive effects of physical activity on maintaining bone density and muscle mass, ligament and tendon function, and cartilage volumes are keys to optimal physical function and health. As you said, keep moving.
Yeah, that's right. If you want to be healthy, you've got to move. And it's got to be more than from the couch to the fridge or to the bathroom. You've got to get out and exercise. Exercise transiently suppresses local and systematic inflammation, reinforcing the beneficial effects of exercise and the need for this to be regular in order to achieve clinical efficacy in rheumatic disease.
Yes, rheumatic disease, inflammation.
Right.
The research findings presented June this year at the European League Against Rheumatism Annual Congress. Rheumatic disease is the term used to describe over 200 conditions characterized by inflammation, swelling, pain in the joints or muscles. They are leading causes of morbidity and disability, giving rise to enormous healthcare expenditure and loss of work.
I got to tell you, Doc, when I was doing therapy, you know, if she would press me out and I would be ready to scream, if she would take and just do that, just shake it a little bit, the pain would go. I was stunned at how quickly that it changed. I mean, you know, pressing my leg backwards and the soft tissue behind the knee is screaming. And all she'd have to do is just shake it a little bit. And that really substantiates what's being said here. Exercise. And the last thing you want to do if you are in this condition of these 200 various diseases is move around. But if you can press through that initial veil, it will definitely be beneficial for you. And I am a witness.
Wow. That is
Men who eat over 10 portions a week of tomatoes, I love tomatoes, have an 18% lower risk of developing prostate cancer. That's what the new research is suggesting. With 35,000 new cases every year in the UK and around 10,000 deaths, prostate cancer is the second most common cancer in men worldwide. Rates are higher in developed countries, got to be associated with diet somehow, which some experts believe is linked to a westernized diet and lifestyle. There's an echo in here.
This was published in the Journal of Cancer Epidemiology, Biomarkers and Prevention against 2014. So you eat more tomatoes.
I love tomatoes, and I can tell you what, I can eat 18 or more of them a week.
We'll keep the prostatic cancer away.
You bet. Eat your fruits and vegetables with skin with sun-kissed glow. Forget sunbeds, sunbathing, and fake tanning lotions. Forget them. The secret to healthy skin glow lies in eating skin coloration, and it can arise as a result of two distinct processes, though tanning, melanization, or the assimilation of fruits and vegetables, carotenoid ingestion. That means you can tan or eat fruits, and the eating of fruits is much more healthy
It'll
for
flow.
you.
This was published in the Quarterly Journal of Experimental Psychology, August 2014. You know, those who eat vegetables and fruits, their facial appearance is different.
Oh my, yes.
And you can see them, like, there's a glow there. And even the carrot, the tomatoes you are talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And your face may become, you know.
Well, I tell you what, Doc, my tomatoes this year exploded in the garden.
Wow.
I had so many of them. I kept my mother in tomatoes, and I tell you, they are very good for you. I have peaches at my house, fresh
Wow.
peaches, and nothing tastes better. It's raspberries, all kinds of fresh fruits and vegetables.
Wow.
My daughter has a garden full of kale. So all of those things are beneficial if we will just begin to assess our diets from a different perspective
Right.
than cravings or taste. Most people don't eat things that they don't like, even if they think they're good for them. But again, babies do that. You know, a lot of times they spit out stuff because of texture or taste, and then as they go on down the road, they learn to like them. So I have fresh beets too, pulled right out of the garden. So those things are good. We are going to have a conversation with Dr. Ross
Yes.
regarding a lot of this stuff too. Remember, men, tomatoes can help suppress or deliver
Prostatic.
you from prostatic cancer.
And eat vegetables and fruits, and
Right.
you will glow.
You bet. So we encourage you to pay attention to what you're eating. As you eat, so you go. Dr. Ross is going to be with
Yep,
us.
yep.
We're going to have a three-man panel discussion
Yes.
right following, and so we'll see you in a minute.
Join Step Out Walk to Fight Diabetes this fall and raise money to fight diabetes. Together we can stop diabetes, one step at a time. Take your first step and register today at 1-888-DIABETES or visit diabetes.org/stepout.
Compassion Now Network for All, in short, CNN for All, Urbana, Illinois, USA.
And Bethel House of Refuge, Mahomet, Illinois, USA presents this week's breaking news in wellness and health. Hi, I'm the Pete of Dr. Z and Pete, and this is my distinguished co-host, my good friend, Dr. Alex Ramos Zechariah, and with him is our more distinguished guest.
More distinguished?
Yes, sorry,
Of
Doc.
course, I am not distinguished.
Dr. Ross Yoha, good to have you with us, Dr. Ross.
you. Thank you.
We're looking forward to a lively panel discussion. So let's jump right into it, and let's talk about complications in teens undergoing bariatric surgery. You know, the lap band stuff that squishes your stomach down so you lose weight. What do you think about that, Doc?
Yeah, you know, there is a recent study that those kids, or these kids that getting this surgery, suggests that severely obese teenagers who underwent this surgery has sort of not major complication. They did not have any problems. Now, this study was a follow-up for 3 years.
My goodness.
So this is the first
So
study.
it's thorough, though, right?
That's right. So in 3 years, the study that showed that they had no major
Well,
complications.
Doc, here's the thing. Here, and it has across the board consequences, diets and everything. Even this bariatric weight loss surgery. Are those weight losses sustainable?
That is, now, it is kind of sustainable. This study showed that after 3 years, they stayed in the lower weight, and it is sustainable.
Yeah, and it's not just not eating; it's exercising and things like moving
So,
around, isn't it?
Yeah, obesity is a disease.
Really?
Yeah, American Medical Association has said, or this year, no, last year, no, this year. Okay.
What is it, Doc?
That
This year?
obesity is a disease.
Really?
Diabetes made worse. Diabetes made worse, of course, you know that. Oh, yeah. Hypertension, stroke, heart attack, we must all treat ourselves.
You bet. Push aways. Get off the foods, fat foods, starchy foods, soda pops, all that, right? We have to
That's
start
correct.
eating a little bit better.
Right.
Treat ourselves. Thanks, Doc. All right, I got a question for you. Workaholics. You ever know workaholics? A lot of doctors are workaholics. I want to know, is workaholism good?
You know what workaholism, as you know, is work.
Yeah.
And they tend to be more anxious and tense, and they need to relax. They need to relax and enjoy their work. So they are work harder, but not smarter.
Well, and I heard that if you're doing all this workaholic, compulsive, long hours and stuff, your performance goes down the tubes.
That's right. They're working hard, but the output is not that good.
Yeah, for sure. I don't want a doctor operating on me that's just gone 12 hours in the surgical room. I want a guy that's fresh and ready to roll, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Any more questions on the bariatric surgery?
Well, you answered the one before.
No, that was one on.
Sustainable weight loss. Is
Yeah,
it
that's
sustainable?
correct. Yeah, I got it.
Well, that's the only one I got. All right, look, I'm going to move from being overweight to personal injury. Question.
Yeah.
Is it safe to drive with an arm or a leg cast?
Drive?
Yeah, drive
With a cast?
Yeah.
Who will do that?
There's a lot of them doing it. If they'll text while driving, they'll drive with the cast.
Oh dear. And also, especially after an orthopedic surgery, they would have received
Narcotics,
narcotics,
pain meds.
And so therefore, with the leg in the cast and in the cast, the guy is nuts.
Yeah, in other words, your suggestion is they not drive home from the hospital, that's
You
for
get
sure.
a friend or a spouse or somebody do that driving, please,
Oh,
please.
absolutely. Well, thanks for that input, Doc. All right, now I'm going to go to husband and wife stuff, and you're probably an expert on that as well. I've heard that women are able to calm down a marital dispute quicker than men if they can just dial it down. What do you think?
Oh, that is, that is an age-old wisdom. And as a matter of fact, now they have shown that in a study.
Yeah.
And they confirmed that women who cool down quicker and faster, everything gets cooled down.
Well, there's probably a lot of things that feed into that, but I think by and large in a husband-wife dispute, the husband wants to get it down, but he doesn't know how to do it, and then if the wife will calm down, it brings a balm to their relationship. And I heard that really they have longer and happier marriages if the wife can really excel in this area. So
and I tell you, the women are good at it. That those women who do not calm down must hear this, that they can actually win the conflict.
yeah, so mellow is better, right? Mellow isn't yellow.
Well, when you calm down, you really won.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, I'm thinking about current medical practice and guidelines. They use a one-size-fits-all for hypertension, blood pressure things, trying to get, below 140/80. What do you think?
Yeah, you know what? I also have my doubts that our goal should not be just 140/80 blood pressure. Our goal should be the total person.
Yeah, total health, slim down.
Don't read the DT cuff.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Treat
Okay.
Look at the person.
140/80, is that the...
Yeah, well, that is a good thing. That if they are exercising, if their diet is good, you don't have to drive that to 140/80. The other one is more important.
Mine was 121/74.
Oh, congratulations. No wonder you look so good.
You bet. Mr. Healthy.
Thank you.
Okay. You think pregnant women ought to be tested for diabetes, all of them?
Absolutely, absolutely. It never used to be. But now a recent study showed, at least they recommend that all women pregnant must have their tested for blood glucose before 13 weeks.
I got a question for you, my expert friend. Do you think the current diet You said it didn't used to be that way. Do you think our current dietary habits in this culture affects the rate of diabetes?
Yeah, the fast foods and all. So you need to be. Obesity is a disease. Diabetes, neighbors, hypertension, stroke, heart attack. Then check their DT always for diabetes.
Man, this guy is like the Elvis of
Thank you. Thank
wellness and health.
Yeah, thank
Breaking
you.
news, man. All right, another question. Older people can't hardly get out of the car, move around. You think they ought to be exercising?
They should know every joint that they can know.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. See this gray head? After an hour in the car, I have got to be exercising. So I agree with you.
You know, anything you know can help. Anything that you can know can really help.
Yeah.
So the more you know, the better. Exercise more. Yes, even seniors more.
Ooh.
Exercise more, even seniors. They can't walk, jog, run elliptical, but they can move every joint. And move every joint. Exercise more. Always exercise more.
Yeah, Doc, I agree
Young
with
or
you.
old, anyone.
I appreciate your dexterity
Thank you.
in music.
Thank you.
And your black hair is Elvis on
thank
this
you.
album. All right, look, we've run out of time, Doc, but I want to thank you for being with us, and thank you too, Dr. Rama. We'd also like to thank Science Daily for the info that they've provided for us. Also, the City of Urbana UPTV's production team. Jason Liggett, the one, the only, is the production coordinator. Our personal intern, 3-camera Jacob Bernard, and our intern Caleb Serpenis that does all the editing. The UPTV station manager, Jake Schumacher. We'd like to thank Jake. And the Chorister Fellowship from Tiruvalla, Kerala, India, for their musical score and their Hallelujah ending. But most of all, we'd like to thank you for watching us, and we'd invite you to continue. Come back next week with breaking news in wellness and health for all people and all professionals. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, and we'll see you soon.
Yep, thanks, Doc.